Hello, I'm Jahamas1 and welcome to my first equipment showcase in Dark Souls 2. Now I've never done an equipment showcase episode on a single weapon, however I thought I may as well because there is no armor set or any other equipment that goes with this weapon. So this weapon is quite literally a tree bound to a rock or boulder of some sort, just as the description says. It is a weapon that can be acquired in one of the memories that you go to by visiting one of the giant tree things. And yeah, you need the Ashen Mist to get there. Get the Ashen Mist, you have to talk to the ancient dragon who is in that one castle beyond the Dragon Eyrie. Now this is the only weapon in the game that requires 60 strength to wield. It is also the weapon that requires the highest amount of strength, perhaps the highest stat, but don't quote me on that. I think there's a few spells that require like really high amounts of faith and intelligence, especially some of the hexes, since they require both faith and intelligence. But this weapon, it has what I would like to call a trump card, and this trump card is a spinning attack, as you'll see or as you already saw, in the two-handed heavy attack. Now there are quite a few weapons with spinning attacks actually. I'd say it's probably trump card for each one of the weapons. But if you use the spinning attack correctly, in PvP, I believe it can be extremely powerful. In fact, after editing like all the PvP footage here, I decided that I'd make like a slow motion montage, because I don't know, I just thought it was like pretty awesome. I want to share that with others who wouldn't watch this entire video. But yeah, onto the PvP already. Now, my build that I showed in the beginning of this video is not actually the build that I'm using, and I'm also a slightly lower level. I recorded the PvP footage prior to everything that you saw in the beginning of the video, before the PvP. Again, I'm fighting a Dragon Covenant guy, so we both have Estus flasks that we can use, so we are both on equal playing grounds. Yes. You know, I'm starting to think Havel's armor might be the new Giant's armor. This is partially due to the fact that you can actually upgrade Havel's armor. Yes, I think that's pretty insane. The first Dark Souls, Havel's armor was pretty powerful. It was not really the most optimal armor set to use unless you just wanted some like extreme poise. And in the first Dark Souls, poise was pretty powerful. However, wearing full Havel set was probably overkill for poise. So that shout right there, I believe that is yeah, it's like an item that he uses. If it's anything like the first Dark Souls, I'd assume it is an item that he uses. It probably uses all of his stamina. I haven't really played around with the Dragon Covenant at all. But yeah, probably uses all of his stamina and it left him wide open. It kind of seems like I was fighting quite a few people that were using the Smelter's armor set. However, I believe I was just fighting like the same people pretty consistently, like over and over again. Yeah, several people were using the Smelter's armor here. first Dark Souls spells, I don't think any spell required any stamina to use, so that's definitely something to still get used to in this Dark Souls 2. Something I have to be careful of is just using my trump card, my two-handed heavy attack with this weapon. It takes up almost all of my stamina, unless my stamina is at maximum. Then I'll just have like the tiniest amount left to do the second attack of the heavy attack, or just, you know, to make another move. This guy is doing a lot of damage with that augmented weapon. I still haven't really seen all of the sorceries or spells. Sometime I'll probably make a mage. However, right now I'm sort of just focusing on doing like a melee strength only. Strength melee only character. And I'll probably stick to these types of armors for quite some time. For each of my two-handed heavy attacks, I slowed the footage down just so that we could take a look at what went on exactly. And yeah, this guy sort of just cornered himself. I'm not sure what the last guy was doing. There's a number of sets in the game that are back from the previous Dark Souls. I know Havel's set is back. Xanthus set. Siegmeyer's set. I have no idea how to get that though. What else is back? I think the Judgment set. I don't know the name of it, but it's the set that Oswald used in the first Dark Souls. And yeah, that set is back. There's probably more that I forgot or don't know of. Alright, so this guy also has a heavy spinning attack. That's two-handed heavy spinning attack. And so do I. But he uses it recklessly. And I hit him hard. 1,700 and something damage. Some pretty heavy damage. Very heavy damage indeed. For all of the PvP footage shown here, I am a very high level. However, I'm still on the first new game. I haven't got on a new game plus. So I should get matched with people that have similar soul memory. And soul memory is just the term used to describe how many souls you have collected on your character. I believe right now mine is around 5 million something. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of co-op. I think it mostly came from co-op and using bonfire aesthetics to fight bosses again. Here we have another. So I barely managed to swing around twice, and he actually stops me mid-animation. However, I still kill him and hit him twice with the heavy attack. With the double swing. I was fighting this one guy recently in PvP, and he had like a lot of the flame swath spells. He had like 6 of them, I think. I'm pretty sure he didn't use any item, so he must have had 6 of them to begin with. Yes. Ooh, I barely miss. He barely dodges. That guy must have just had the smallest amount of stamina to dodge. And I recklessly use my two-handed heavy attack trump card to attack his great shield. Find it really difficult to deal with people with great shields. I feel like I have to wait for them to make their move to for them to waste some of their own stamina before I can make my move. I believe this is the same guy that I beat with my trump card. And he just swung twice. Probably spent all his stamina right there, I'm guessing. I knock him to the ground, nearly one hit KO him with the backstab and finish him off with that attack. I think they call that a wake up attack or something like that. When you backstab an enemy and then you hit him immediately as he gets up. So he really has no time to react or try anything else. I haven't seen too many more of these people using the chariot's lance, chariot spear. I guess it didn't take long to realize that how to deal with an enemy using this weapon. However, this guy still is pretty challenging for me to deal with. He doesn't really use the heavy attack or dashing attack too carelessly. In fact, I think all he does is use the normal attack. So that I didn't realize that weapon actually causes bleed damage, but Havel's armor offers some really good bleeding defenses or resistances. Down to the smallest amount of life, and my opponent goes in for the careless attack, but I'm not able to punish him. Not able to do anything, I'm afraid. I get taken out. That was a good fight. Oh yeah, this fight's I believe this fight's really good. It's the one that I'm remembering. You know, the Moonlight Greatsword is a really intimidating weapon, and now this guy is just augmented with some kind of lightning augmentation. And that just made it even more intimidating. But look at this. I have to admit, I got lucky. It makes me wonder if this guy was just locked on to me, or if he was free aiming that special attack. But I just narrowly dodged his heavy attack, special attack, as I finish him off with my trump card of my own. Seems like this is the same guy once again. Same guy. With the halberd. Yeah, with the halberd. And yeah, I guess I got too anxious. I was only expecting him to attack 3 times. Alright, another Dragon Covenant person. Ooh, that depletes like half of my stamina. Just casting that spell once. I use it pretty carelessly a lot, but yeah. Sometimes I feel like I should just stick to using my bludgeon. The dash attacks and roll attacks of this weapon are actually pretty good. I don't know how I managed to dodge that, but I really dodged it. The shield this guy's using is the Throne Defender shield. It's the first shield that I really found that I thought would be suitable to replacing my Drang Lake shield consistently. Oh yeah, this guy. It's one of those guys that you summon and he runs away. I ended up chasing him through 2 different areas within the Iron Keep here, and ultimately I met him in this area. Didn't seem to be too skilled of a player, but maybe I'm poorly judging him. I doubt he would be able to tell that I am able to take out the Iron Turtle guys in one hit. I just narrowly dodged that guillotine, like hit my whiskers, you know. Just one hit to take those guys out. Really not an issue for me at this level with this weapon. And I make it look easy. Just getting warmed up, yes, yes. And this is just like in my other video on the King's Ultra Great Sword. I was in this area. Just felt like, you know, fighting the boss as a White Phantom, and instead I find this guy who invades me. So he put some good damage on me, but I put better damage on him. He resorts to miracles, but I take him out. That is it. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.